Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sports on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program as we will be talking sports. Obviously, it's Talk Sports. So we'll be talking lots of sports today. We'll be talking cricket, basketball, football, tennis, and also transfer windows based on the fact that it's the month of June and the whole big tournaments have come to an end, and again, transfer windows are very much open locally and internationally. We'll be having conversations around Uche contract has expired with the Lobby Stars, Nigerian Professional Football League, and also be talking about the Federation Cup final that will be coming up on the 28th of June. The set date has been set, and Onikan Lagos, that is where these finals will be played between the Rise Boys, talking about Abakaliki FC and Kwara United. So looking at all of this now, we'll be having more of this conversation. But today I'll be starting, obviously from the home front. I'll be starting from cricket, where Nigeria faces Malawi at Kibuka. Semis chase intensifies with two more games to go in round robin phase of the 2025 Kubiko Women's T20 tournament. The female yellow and greens are tight in a race to secure one of the semi-final spots as they come up against Malawi in the Plymouth game of the first round, which will be happening later today. After 6 matches, the female yellow and green sit fifth in the table with 6 points, having won 3 and have lost as many games in round of robin. Basically in the world of cricket, this is what is being called towards the semi-finals, and then when it gets intensifies, they call it a round of robin. Nigeria lost their opening 2 games against Zimbabwe and Brazil before bouncing back against Tanzania. The team, however, suffered another setback against host Rwanda before recording back-to-back wins against Cameroon and Sierra Leone. So now to move further, they need to, go against Malawi and see how well they would be able to, perform and participate and advance to the finals, because this outing is very, very important, and then it's also a preparation stage for Olympics and other coming competitions that will be coming up shortly, and other competitions as well that will be coming up in the month of November and also in the month of October, respectively, in the world of cricket. So moving away from that, the NFF confirms venue for 2025 President Federation Cup, and that will be happening. This information got to us saying that the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, confirmed Mobola Johnson Arena, Onikan, Lagos, as the venue for the 2025 Federation Cup. The men and women's final will be held at the ground on the same venue Saturday, the 28th of June. The venue also hosted last year's men's final between El Kalemi Warriors and Abia Warriors, as well as women's grand finale between Rivers Angels and Nigeria Ratals. For this year's edition, Giant Killers, Abakaliki FC, will face Kwara United in the men's final. The contender this encounter is scheduled for 4 p.m. kickoff time. Defending champions Rivers Angels will take host of Nasarawa Amazons in the women's final, which will commence at 2 p.m. So, looking at this now, all the stage is set, people are ready, and we're expecting to see beautiful football being played. But let's move away from football for a little bit. Let's talk basketball for a bit, as come this weekend we'll be witnessing the CDS Under-18 basketball championship that will start on Friday. And still we're going to talk about the ongoing Abuja City League that is currently going on. And I have a grassroots basketball coach here with me in the studio who would help us understand, the majors that is happening. And also we'll talk about BAL competition as the playoffs, and they lost their game yesterday against ARS in the BAL playoffs. So we'll be having this conversation now. Joining me live in the studio is Coach Lawal M, the head coach of Gilali Basketball. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Talk Sports.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's get right into it. So how has it been with Abuja City League? The playoffs is here.
Actually, the Abuja City League has been wonderful, although we're not yet
I
into the
know,
playoff.
I know you traveled for the National Sport Festival and all of that. We'll talk about the experience and everything for your young guys that went. So, talking about Abuja City League now, you know, there are still a couple of games that need to be played before the playoffs will be coming in the third
This
week.
is the second phase of the game.
Yes.
Now, because it's about home and away.
Away, okay.
So now, we played home. Now it's now away games.
Away
now,
games,
yeah.
okay. So after
the
the
table reversing.
Okay, the tables are reversing now. Okay, well, so obviously your team still have a game to play this weekend, right?
Yeah. All the teams that will finish playing on the first round, we're going to play them again on the reverse.
Okay.
Again, back to the first one. So after that, we'll now go to the playoffs and etc.
Okay, you have a game for 8:30 here on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll see how maybe Talk Sports will be
Play
coming
the
to you.
Boscos,
Yes. Yeah, okay, I think hopefully Talk Sports will be, you know, streaming live and then we'll be all there to like get first-hand what's happening. Okay, now let's talk about under 18 CDS game, you know, coming up this weekend, and what are we set to expect from, you know, your team? You have obviously different categories of players, started from the 4, 5 years old, and then the trajectory continues. So under 18 now is a very big deal.
True.
Yes, because from now you know who you know would be advancing, and also lots of scouts will be there hopefully. So now, what are we set to expect? How is your team ready for what is coming up this weekend?
Yes, for me, this is a very, very crucial event we should also look at as a country because for me, this is where the young ones, the future of the country, are actually lying, you know. And for my academy and for the young ones I'm taking there to represent Gilali Basketball Academy, I'm not actually looking at winning. This is the reason because all the players that I'm going to take are already winners.
Okay.
You know, but it's now left for me to give them the chance to showcase their talent. They're going to make a lot of mistakes. You understand? No problem. Sometimes we win some, we're going to lose some. You know, so I'm not going to be thinking that we're going to win everything. But the major thing for me in this under 18 is most people just want to win.
True.
Most people just want to win. So therefore, they are not going to bring an under 18 kids. You understand? Because already I've started seeing what is going on around Abuja, where people are barbing all their beards, barbing hair, and every other.
Yes, you know, I was going to get to that. Let's talk about the, you know, timing and then age and all of that. Like you mentioned, you know, we were somewhere together yesterday, and someone was saying I think he might go and cut his hair and cut his beard.
If I do that, I think I must
actually look like a 30-year-old. So now let's say, how can they be the board is in charge now? How can they be able to pin out and, you know, single out those that are not like 18? You know, we are here. Though kids these days get to grow very fast and all. So how would they be able to, you know, weigh all of that and make sure, okay, this competition is actually for those that are 18. So we don't go seeing people who are 25 and all 30 plus playing in that competition.
You see, it's actually a tough decision that is going to be happening. It's going to be a tough decision for the LOC of the CDS. And first, I would like to say a good up to them, congratulations, and they are really doing a good job because it's not easy. Even the federation, the MBBF, so-called, they don't even think about this. Now, again, is where I'm not going to fault the LOC or the CDS. Maybe even if they make some mistakes and etc, or maybe some overage people get to pass through, no problem. I'm not going to fault them. We're not really doing enough as people, you know, to actually carry the young ones along. This is what I'm saying is we don't have age group championships. You know, out there are age group championships. Under 10, under 13, under 15, under 14. Like I was saying the other time here in this same studio, I could remember when I was in some other television station. I told them, see, we need to build something. We need to have a structure. There's no structure. We need to build a proper structure, like the former MBBF that was there under Tijani Umar. Sir, even down to the referees, technical officials, there are structures. Do you know, in the referees part, the referee Milo cannot go and ref the Division 2. Because they are not qualified. And there are certain criteria you have to meet up with before you go ref the Division 2. Now, we go ref the Division 2, you cannot go to ref the Division 1. There are referees that are meant to ref the Division 1. Division 1, you go to the league, you understand?
Yeah.
There are some that qualify to ref the Zenith League, they are not qualified to ref the men's proper league because it's fire. Like, it's war when you get to the top there, you know. We need, like, professional refs. Refs that can actually handle things properly. Okay. Now, that was the problem we had, like, in the festival.
Yes.
If you notice, like, in the festival, like, fight almost busted out, like, not once, not twice.
Because of the bad officiating.
Bad officiating. You brought, premature refs, you know, to ref the games. Where are all those referees that have been certified by FIBA and other ones, senior referees? Now, you know, playing politics with everything. Come on. If I don't like you, I may not like you. But that does not mean you're not doing the right thing. Okay. So if you are doing the right thing, forget about me not liking you. I have to bring you to the board. You
have to be professional.
Yes, I have to be professional because it's not about me, it's about the nation. It's about the country. We say, like, National Sports Festival is the Olympic that we have here in Nigeria.
That is true.
You understand? So we need to upgrade.
You know, we saw during the National Sports Festival, we saw a couple of athletes coming out to protest about lack of payments by, you know, states that sent them. And a report which was specifically from Ogun State that, you know, athletes at Wednesday, a day before the end of the tournament, which ended on Thursday and Friday, as at Wednesday and Thursday, some athletes from Ogun State, particularly the team Ogun athletes, came out to protest, and they started their protesting as at 5 a.m. So with all of this now, how well would you say the development of sports in the grassroots level has been, given the fact that athletes don't even get their monies?
I will not even consider it 50%. We are not even close to 50%. I'm so sorry to say. Because you can't tell me, like the host nation, the host state, Ogun, if they are facing that, what will other states face? Just imagine that.
Okay.
They were not paid. Do you know till now, because they blocked that gate, they just paid them part. Okay. Part. Just for them to free the gate. And they told them, this is what they do. You know, those are our leaders out there. I'm challenging all the leaders out there. They need to wake up. They need to wake up because these youths are the future of tomorrow. You know, they have sweated for this, they've worked for this. They deserve their payments. Do you understand? You promise you're going to give them this, give them that. You understand? Yeah. And don't eat up their sweat. This is what happened in Ogun. The gates were blocked. Okay. People that have games in the morning couldn't go out. Yes. And if not that they did that, they will not be paid a dime till today. They will not. Now, because they did that, because they told them to open the gate around 1 or 2, after so much battles and etc. Yeah. Now they say they were not going, so they had to pay them part of the money. Then when they paid them the part of the money, they told them, don't worry,
it will be paid back later.
It will be paid tomorrow. You understand? We'll pay you everything tomorrow. Now they did not pay them. Look at the funny thing that happened. They went to the media and told the media, I saw something in the media, that all Ogun State athletes, each athlete in Ogun State was paid 2 million.
Yes, 2.5 million.
Okay, 2.5 million. How?
So you're saying that is a fallacious statement?
They didn't even pay them up to 200,000. Do you understand? I'm not joking. Kogi, Bauchi, so some other states like that. You understand me? You heard about the lost.
Yeah, Kanu. Yes.
Now imagine the state governor. If he's here, I'll challenge him. I'm serious. These young men are putting their life at stake for the state. Now we finish losing able men and able women, and you're giving them $1 million. What will $1 million get you? Is it for the life lost? $1 million for the life. Imagine. Over 22 people lost their lives. I'm not joking.
Yeah, we all saw the reports. The president had to even step in to make comments about the death.
I'm telling you, go check the social media handles. Some people were like even commenting. Instead of now giving, like doing the 9-minute run, giving them 1 million, that 1 million will fly them down